Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today we are going to do a sketch using 3 colors of pastel pencil. And if you'd like a real-time version of this, you can find it up now in Critique Club. I'll have a link in the video description where you can sign up. It's $7.50 a month, and you get access to over 150 real-time tutorials across a variety of media. You can see the reference photo up in the corner of the screen, and you can see my pencil. What I'm doing is I'm trying to kind of make some shapes that will incorporate the whole body. So I've got this kind of triangular shape there that goes from shoulder to bum to knee, and then I've got this addition for the face and the hair wrap. And as I get the basic shapes down, I'm dividing up the space further, adding other little shapes, kind of secondary shapes. I basically try to get some big shapes that just encapsulate the figure, and then I will look at different parts of the body in relation to other parts of the body to make sure that things fit together right. So I'm looking at the space between the hand and the knee. I'm looking at the space between the chin and the shoulder. I'm looking at the space between the the 2 arms. I'm looking at all of the space around the figure as well as looking at what I'm drawing. And that's a way that I can kind of double check that I have things in the right space. Now, if you have one thing off and you're measuring other things to that thing that you have off, then it's obviously going to have some problems. But that's why after I get that basic sketch down, I take a break and I leave the room. And then when I come back and look at it, I can usually see if something's off. So that would be my first recommendation is first get the basic shapes down, and then refine your drawing a bit so you have the kind of the outline done. Then take a break, and then come back and look at it next to your reference photo again and see if you can see if anything's off. And generally those things will stand out to you when there's something off. And I can see there's something off right now, but it's really hard to see that when you're in the thick of it because your mind will compensate for the errors that you've made. So I took a break. I came back, and when I came back, I could see that I had way too much bulk at the back of her. So I had her back area way too large. And so I'm going back in. I think what threw me off was the shoulder blade that was kind of protruding a little bit. So I pulled that in. I redrew the baby, which I was thinking, the baby needs to be a little bit bigger, especially the baby's head. Baby's heads are a lot bigger proportionally than adult heads. And I wanted to get that corrected. And then I felt like that sketch was pretty good and I could start adding in some of the shading. So I stuck to the 3 pencils that I started off with here. And these are from a Conte sketching set. I have a sepia, a sanguine, and a white pencil. So the paper I'm working on is a Strathmore Tone Tan 9x12 pad. And you get 50 sheets for about $10. It's a great paper. But if you don't have that, you could use a brown paper bag or some craft cardstock, whatever you want. And so I'm using the white for highlights. I'm using the color of the paper kind of for it's just kind of like a medium color. It's filling in a lot of doing a lot of the heavy lifting as far as like the cloth on her clothing goes. And I'm using the sanguine for the mid values, and I'm using the sepia for the darkest. Now, if you needed to go an extra level darker, you could use black. And if you're going to use like a toned gray paper, you could use black, white, and either leave that middle gray as your gray, leave the paper as the gray, or pull in another color of gray. And I'll link to a set, a Conte sketching set that has 3, it's got the gray, the white. It's got like 3 different, like in a gray scale, and it's got 3 different in a brown scale, I think. Anyway, it's about $13-14, and it's just a nice compilation of colors. You could also use pastel sticks, any pastel pencils you have. You could use like the Derwent drawing pencils, although they're not going to smudge as much, so it'll just take you a little bit longer. And this sketch took me just under an hour to complete, and you'll see that in the Critique Club lesson. And it was a lot of fun, actually. I love sketches like this. I love to do these types of drawings. I think it's fun to draw people, and I'm thinking on World Watercolor Month this month, or in July, I might try to put more people into my watercolor illustrations. So I'm kind of playing with that idea. I like to set an intention before I do a challenge so that I don't feel like it's wasted when I'm done. So that's what I'm thinking of. You can let me know what you think. I've had some requests for a figure drawing class, but I figured I'd put this in Critique Club and kind of get a feel for what people think of it and go from there. Because I have my next couple classes kind of planned out, but it's something I would definitely do a sketch class on if people were interested. But you can kind of see how just by adding the highlight and the shadows, you start to build volume. Look at how the like sling with the baby in it, look how that looks kind of full now. It looks like there's mass there. And I think creating mass on toned paper with white and like a darker color or two really is effective. And it's a really pleasant look. And this is the last page in this sketchbook, so you'll have to let me know if you want a sketchbook tour. This is like one of those sketchbooks where I've got a few finished paintings or a few like pieces I would consider kind of polished, but the rest of it is just like kind of a hot mess. It's kind of like a lot of messy figure sketches and just random swatches, and it's not a pretty sketchbook, I don't think, but I'll show it if you guys want to see it. I'll show it. I have no shame. I have no problem with that. I did decide that I had the knee protruding out a little too much, so I needed to kind of erase back and adjust it, and sometimes you have to do that. I'll be bringing in some tiny little erasers here and there. They're by Tombow, and they are really handy to use as like a highlighting tool, honestly, or to erase back. These Conte pencils, they're like a pastel pencil. I don't think they're a 100% pastel pencil. I think they have a little bit of oil in them, so they don't erase 100% clean from the paper, but I tend to use these when I'm doing more sketchy things, so I'm not really concerned with having a pristine background. This is my messy sketchbook. Like I said, I'm not bothered by some stray marks. And then you can see that tiny little pencil, the eraser. These little erasers are great because you can buy refills for them, so they're pretty affordable, and I think they wear down pretty slowly. It's not like you're going to erase a ton of stuff with them. They're going to go in there when you have a little area that you need to kind of nibble in with at your eraser. I also used a blending stump because it's nice and sharp, and I could actually push some of the pastel around to get a little more detail where I needed it. And I love that baby's face. I think it's so adorable. And also to kind of get in around the fingers and all of that, because the pastel pencils are very thick lead, they're very chunky, and they can be hard to sharpen. I tried to sharpen the white one, and it took a couple tries because the lead kept breaking on me, and that's probably my only complaint with pastel pencils is sharpening them, because they will jam your electric sharpener. I'm a big fan of using an electric sharpener, but pastel pencils do not play well with an electric sharpener in my experience. I've got some special pastel pencil sharpeners that Derwent makes, but I still find they go dull pretty easily, and once it gets dull, then it'll break your lead. So I just feel bad throwing the pencil sharpeners away so often. So I generally will use a knife, but that takes more time than using a pencil sharpener, which is a bummer if I'm trying to do a tutorial. Or what I'll do is when I have a bunch of really dull ones, I'll go over to my husband's workshop and I'll turn on the bench sander. It's like a power sander, but it's hooked to the bench. I turn that on and I grind all of my pastel pencils down to nice sharp points. That works better than anything, honestly, but it's kind of a pain in the butt. And then it can be kind of messy too, especially if you forget to hook the little shop vac hose on it. But it's a tip for you if you happen to have access to that. But I just keep a little cup with a couple sharpeners in it on my desk. A little ashtray works great, and I sharpen my pencils in that. And I was able to get it sharp enough so I could do that little rim highlight that sometimes you see on the edge of people's faces where the light, like the sunlight, will catch. You'll see it on animals too, on like the fur, where the light will just kind of catch those little baby hairs that we all have on our faces and just kind of makes it glow. And there's a finished piece. I'm really happy with how this turned out. It was a lot of fun to create. And if you would like the real-time version of this, please check out the link in the video description and sign up for Critique Club. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye.